This holiday season, celebrate in the middle of everything. From the glistening lights of Galena to the festive magic of Chicago's Magnificent Mile, Illinois has everything on your wish list. Bundle up and meet the reindeer before their big night. Raise a toast in a cozy snow globe. Or get a taste of the North Pole as you sip, shop, and stroll through the Christkindl Market. Start a new tradition and plan your holiday getaway at enjoyillinois.com.
This episode was brought to you by... No, I'm just kidding. This episode is going to be a little wild. I can feel it already. I just had to stare off into space for 10 minutes, and I had a manual breathing episode where I was going like this so that I knew that I was breathing. Why do I do this to myself? I just have to tell you, unfortunately, all of this for you to tell you what I really want to tell you. So I had to pick up my turkeys today for Thanksgiving. We get real turkeys from a farm, and then they raise them and they kill them, and then you buy your turkey from them. But anyway, we did that, and it's so good. But anyway, the reason that I'm telling you that is because I got chocolate milk from the farm, and it is the best chocolate milk I've ever had in my life. It is so good, and the reason I told you that is because this is what I really wanted to tell you. I just had the best Uncrustable ever with this chocolate milk. But I really wanted to tell you about the Uncrustable. I don't know why I told you everything else. Maybe to let you know how good this chocolate milk is, so you can feel my excitement. But I love Uncrustables because they peanut butter both sides, and that's how I make my peanut butter and jelly. But they're so good because you put them in the freezer, and then when you go to eat them, thaw them out just enough so that the bread's soft, but then the peanut butter is hard because it's still frozen, but the jelly inside is not frozen. Oh my gosh, it is so good. Delicious. Welcome back to True Crime Tuesday on Don't Quote Me, It's Probably Nothing, the podcast where the crimes are stupid, the criminals are stupider, and I guess I'm here providing moral support to the universe. Shout out to everyone listening on Nighthawk Radio. I'm sorry, and you deserve financial compensation for allowing my voice in your ear holes every Tuesday. Now, you ever have a day where you make a choice and immediately think, well, that was a mistake? I don't do it often. I don't think I do it often. My brain's a little too fried to think about that right now. I can't think too far into the past. 5 seconds ago, I don't remember what I did. But anyway, criminals, I guess, have mistake days too. But instead of just burning dinner or tripping over their dog, they attempt felonies with the planning skills of a toddler trying to hide crowns up their nose. So this week's theme is foolproof plans that failed immediately, because their plans were not foolproof, but they were foolproof, I guess. Okay, so this episode is dedicated to every cop, which is probably all of them, who ever had to say, okay, but why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? Okay, so let's start off with case number 1, because where else would I start? So a Florida man, because, I say this every week, but of course, Florida, tried to break into an ATM using his own debit card. Not a crowbar, not a hammer, not explosives, just his debit card, he was trying to open the door to a tanning salon after hours or some shit. He could just pop that open. Anyway, so here is how the disaster unfolds. So it's 3 a.m. at a gas station in Clearwater, and this man walks up to the outside ATM and starts aggressively swiping his debit card in every possible slot except the actual card reader. Put it in the cash slot, put it in the receipt slot, and then tried to swipe it in between the machine and the wall, and probably whispered sweet nothings into the card, hoping the machine would open out of sympathy. But when the ATM did not magically give him money, because it's don't work that way. He snapped. He starts yanking the machine, kicking it, shaking it like it owes him emotional support, and then tries to pry it open with his debit card. Like, these cards bend, my guy. So the gas station clerk calls the police because this man's out there fighting an ATM. Like, I don't know, it stole his wife or something, okay? And then when officers arrive, he runs, but leaves behind, drum roll, his wallet with his ID and his debit card. Not only did he try to like pry it open with his debit card, he put it back in his wallet and then left his wallet. Like, police didn't even have to look him up. They literally had everything. They had the weapon and the criminal's home address. This man committed a felony and left behind his full biography. So police show up at his home later, and when they arrest him, he hits them with the classic, "You can't prove it was me." Sir, like, your DNA is on the weapon, and the weapon is a Capital One card. So this dude tried to break into like a literal bank machine using the same thing I used to buy mozzarella sticks with. So he was charged with attempted theft and criminal mischief. So this next case is truly a gift from the universe. But before I talk about this next case, I just have to tell you that I am so stupid right now. I feel like the room is spinning while my brain stays in one place while I'm trying to talk out into the void at the same time. And yeah, it feels weird. But anyway, this one is a masterclass in criminals really woke up and chose incognito mode, but forgot the incognito part. Speaking of incognito, so I never got to meet Jim's Uncle Don. He passed away before we had met, but I hear he was like so funny. So something was happening where someone was looking for him or something like that. So he dressed up like a woman. he dressed up like a woman in his wife's like dress and heels and put like a wig on with a purse, but like I don't know if he had facial hair or what, but he walked into Jim's other aunt's work and was like, he walks in up to her desk and goes, "Hey, it's me, Don." She was just like, yeah, I know. Good times. I wasn't there for that, obviously, but it still makes me chuckle thinking about it. But anyway, let's talk about a man named Grant from Pennsylvania who decided he was going to commit a burglary. But first, he needed to do a little research. Naturally, he did what every curious, potentially felonious human being does, and he Googled it. Like, fully typed it into Google. And like, not in a subtle way. Not like how to secure your home or crime statistics. Not even like what counts as burglary. Okay, so this is what he searched. There's a few of them. How to rob a house without leaving fingerprints. Do police check Google searches? How to unlock a window silently. And do dogs remember faces? And he did all of these 10 minutes before breaking into the house. Police later were like, it's almost like he wanted us to find this. But wait, I'm just getting started. So he breaks into the house through a window he learned how to open from Google. Hopefully he opened it quietly, but he doesn't because it immediately triggers an alarm because he did not Google that part. So police arrive pretty fast. Grant panics, climbs out a back window, drops his phone, and runs. So the phone is unlocked. So the officer literally picks up the phone and sees his last search, which was, "Can you get arrested based on Google searches?" Yes, Grant. The answer is yes. So they go to his house using the home address on the phone and find him hiding in a closet. Apparently he was surrounded by like snack pack pudding cups. But like, if you're going to go out. Hopefully they were chocolate because they are the best. Snack packs, the coolest. That was from Billy Madison, in case you were wondering. And I probably said it wrong. But during the arrest, he reportedly said, "I didn't think anyone checked that stuff." But, like, yeah, Google checks it. Your phone, Wi-Fi. The CIA probably knows what you're doing. Okay, this next one might be one of, like, the funniest crimes I've ever had the privilege of telling you. So, this man was going to rob a place, right? And he tried to disguise himself. Did I read you the other thing after I told you about Jim's Uncle Don? Did I tell you about the next one? Oh, yeah, I did. I forgot. Anyway, so he tried to disguise himself using a black Sharpie. Like, no mask, no sunglasses, no hoodie, a Sharpie. So this happened in Nebraska, where apparently the gene pool took a lunch break because this man, well, he was 23-year-old. So like, I guess a man, but like still kind of a boy, I guess, had a brilliant idea. And he was all like, I want to commit a burglary, but I don't want to be recognized. So I'm going to draw a mask on my face. So he sits in his car, takes out a Sharpie, and fully outlines his eyes like a raccoon. Like thick, chunky, permanent marker. Bold, okay? Picture like Jack Sparrow, but if he got ready in total darkness. So he draws the mask on, commits the burglary, and when witnesses describe him to police, they said he had on like a marker mask, like he scribbled on himself. So police show up to interview him later that day. They were like, why do you look like you lost the fight with an elementary school art project? And he tried to claim it was camouflage. Like, in what universe does camouflage involve coloring on your own face like a raccoon? So the funniest thing is that like the Sharpie didn't wash off. So like the next day when he went into like court for the whole arraignment thing, he was still wearing his Sharpie disguise. I bet that mugshot looked great. So anyway, he was charged with burglary and possession of a deadly weapon, but it ended up being a knife, not the Sharpie. I feel like it's equal to like showing up to a heist wearing a costume from Party City that says like, not a criminal. So you know how sometimes your GPS takes you like somewhere weird, like it suddenly wants you to turn left into a lake? Well, this criminal definitely trusted his GPS. And then the GPS was like, turn right into a police station. So this man is from Massachusetts and he wanted to steal a car, and not just any car. He stole a brand new Lexus because criminals love choosing things that are extremely easy to track. So he breaks into the car, hot wires it, and takes off. But he doesn't know the area. So he does what every lost criminal apparently does. And he opened Google Maps. And he typed in fastest route out of town, which is perfect, right? Wrong. Because instead of zooming him towards freedom, like a Fast and the Furious movie, you know, it redirected him because of traffic. So he's following his GPS, taking turns, speeding up, slowing down, being all sneaky. And finally, it's like your destination is on the right. But the destination was the parking lot of the local police department. Google Maps was like, I got you. But he realizes what's happening and he panics and he tries to turn around and he taps a police cruiser that was parked there. Lightly, but enough that the officer inside immediately gets out because he was just sitting in there. So he's like, why are you here? And then they figured out that he was in a stolen Lexus because officers ran the plate and confirmed the car was stolen. And then they saw the broken ignition and found the man's own phone plugged into the charger with the GPS directions. He was arrested immediately because he literally delivered himself like a DoorDash order. They didn't have to search for him. And he arrived on time. Case closed. I didn't forget this time. It is time for the Docket of Dumb. And I think I'm going to go back to the other way, where I'm just going to say like the 5 headlines and leave you guessing. Man arrested after trying to steal live alligator from mini golf course. Twice. Woman arrested for calling 911 because her fries were too crispy. Goat breaks into store, steals Sour Patch Kids, returns for Skittles. Man breaks into bakery, leaves with nothing but a croissant and his fingerprint on the pastry. Angry neighbor arrested for dumping 23 gallons of glitter onto rival's car. And that's the end of the Docket of Dumb. But I feel like I don't want to stop talking to you. It's only been a couple minutes. I feel like only like 2 minutes have gone by. And I feel like the true crime cases weren't even that good. I mean, I guess they did make me chuckle. But do you guys want to hear something funny? Okay, I'll tell you. Well, now that I think about it, it's actually not that funny, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Okay. So I don't know if some of you may have like, okay, so I know some of you have been listening since the very beginning. And also thank you for that, because that makes me feel so special. I almost said pretty. I don't know why I didn't mean pretty, but anyway, I'm really high right now. Okay. So one of the episodes in like the beginning, I was at the beach. And so I recorded at the beach, and I was in like a little hotel room, and it had like hardwood. There was nothing to really like kind of soak up the sound, and I didn't want it to be echoey. So anyway, I'm recording, and as you know, a couple times, like I recorded the entire episode and didn't realize that I didn't even use my microphone. I was using the mic that was built into the computer. And so I grabbed a blanket and the comforter off the bed, and I was sitting in the like living room area kind of by the front door, and I had my mic set up and everything, and I had to hold it because I didn't bring like the boom arm or whatever it's called. I just brought the mic, and I put a blanket over me and talked for an hour. Okay, underneath a blanket in the middle of the living room, holding my microphone, only to find out that particular episode, I did not set it up right and was talking into a microphone for nothing. So like the reason it sounded so bad is because I was sitting under a blanket, 2 of them to be exact, and talking while using not the microphone that I had under the blanket. Good times, good times. And also, because I said beach, that reminds me of something else. So a couple years ago, so when we go to the beach, we go to Wildwood. Best beach ever. Best boardwalk. Okay, so anyway, so we go to Wildwood, and that's in New Jersey, in case there's some of you out there who don't know. And they have this place, I want to say it's called Hassel's. I think that's what it's called. It's like they sell the waffles, Hassel's ice cream, I think it is. But they have a waffle that you get ice cream on, and you can put any toppings on it and stuff. So like I'm fat and I like sweet stuff. So I got really high one of the nights of our vacation, and I walked over to Hassel's and I got the waffle with the ice cream, and they gave me 4 forks. Like I was going to share it. Like I wasn't going to eat it all myself. Joke's on them, because I demolished it. It was really good. It was worth every calorie that whatever it is. Probably a lot. But also, now that I said waffles, I kind of want to go to Waffle House. And it's only $4.38. Well, they're open 24 hours anyway, so it doesn't matter. But Waffle House is delicious. And that's how you know what I was talking about yesterday with the Mason-Dixon line in Delaware being part of the South, that makes sense. Because there's a Waffle House near me, and Waffle Houses are only in the South because they're delicious. They don't have good food up north. Just kidding. They have some good food up there. But all of the really good food I've had was always down south. We stopped at some like random barbecue place in North Carolina on our drive back from Florida one time, and I still think about it. Can't tell you what the name was or where it was. Honestly, I think it was a gift from God. We pulled off the side of the road and it just happened to be there. And we were the only ones there, but I think that lady was an angel, because that was the best food I've ever had in my life. And we have no idea where to find it again. You know, I think I might start a second podcast. I'm going to call it But Anyway, because I'm always saying But Anyway. And then I can just talk about random things. Maybe I'll like fill out a jar. Well, not fill out the jar, but like fill out stuff to put in the jar that has like random topics in there. And then I can just pull them out. And then I can tell you some stories about that topic, because I probably have one. But I'm in a funny mood and I want to tell you something funny. But now, because I want to tell you something funny, nothing is popping into my mind. For once in my life, my mind is blank. And that never happens. Ever. My mind's always working. Right now, it's just a blank space. Maybe every time I stare off into space for 10 minutes, that's my mind being a blank space. Maybe it's like trying to regather itself, because it was scrambling up there a little while ago. Like, you know, the episode of SpongeBob when he forgets his name and like all the SpongeBobs are running around trying to figure out what his name is, and then everything catches fire. That's my brain. Like 24/7. But right now it's like, yeah, the fire's out and there's just smoke at the moment. I don't know why I laughed at that. That wasn't even that funny. But there is a story I was just about to tell you, but it went away. So I have to think. I have to attempt to think about this for a second. And I'll be right back. I'm going to get some chocolate milk because I think that delicious chocolate milk would help. Okay, I'll be right back. Actually, I don't have a story for you because I can't remember what it is. But I have an idea, and I haven't done any Reddit stories in a while. So I am going to look up like people who posted like Reddit stories maybe about dating profiles and like weird messages that they received. I feel like that's kind of funny. Only because I got a message the other day that was from, I was scrolling on TikTok and I was liking the band Shinedown. I had commented on one of their posts. And I guess what these weirdos do is like, they'll make a profile and it's like, so-and-so official. And then like, you obviously know it's not them. And then they'll like send you a message and be like, hello, I saw you commented on my video. Thank you for the support. So like, I got something like that. And then I sent back a picture of me making that face where like, yeah, sure. You know, it was pretty noticeable that I was making that face. I don't know how this person would have interpreted it any other way. And then he sent me a message back and he said, thank you for that beautiful picture of you. Now, I know that picture was not beautiful, my guy. I was cross-eyed and I was doing a weird thing with my lip, like, so that you knew I was kind of like, yeah, okay, I bet you are this official person, you know what I'm talking about? But anyway, let me go Google some Reddit stories some Reddit stories. Actually, guys, I remember what I was going to tell you. So when I was talking about the turkeys earlier, so it's a farm. So like you have to walk through the farm and they had a sidewalk, but it was like the sidewalk was way over yonder from where I parked. I would have had to walk all down the gravel, up the sidewalk, and then over some on the other sidewalk to get to like the little barn area. So I cut across the grass, which I actually feel really bad about. Next time I'll walk on the sidewalk. But anyway, so I go to the store. I'm at Acme and I'm grabbing stuff for Thanksgiving dinner. And like everyone who stands near me, I'm like, bro, this is like the 5th person I've encountered who has not showered today. Like they freaking stink. It's gross. But also, right after I thought that, I felt bad. I was like, oh man, I shouldn't have thought that because maybe they're just smelly, you know? And that's not nice of me to say. So then I felt bad. And I was going to be like, oh, it's okay, guy. And give him a little pat on the back, you know? Like, it was wild, the amount of people in that store that stunk. Okay. So I get home and I'm walking around my house and I'm like, ew, I stink. Why do I smell like that? And I guess I stepped on some cow shit. And it was following me everywhere. Dog poopy has a different scent, okay? Like, you know when you stepped in dog poop. Cow poop's yuckier and smellier. Which that also reminds me of another story. So, when my daughter was little, we went to this wildlife refuge on a field trip. And it was me and my daughter and her friend. Like, I was the chaperone, and then, like, us two were partnered together. We're walking all through this wildlife place and people like run around in there and animals are in there, you know, all wild and stuff because it is a wildlife refuge. And so we're walking back and first of all, I fell in love with Amy's friend because while like we were walking, her friend was like, man, this walking is not for me. You know what I want? Lunch. And I thought, you know, that's a girl after my own heart because I also love lunch. So I was pretty excited for lunch. But anyway, we're walking to lunch and the girls are sitting down and I had just gotten done eating and I didn't want to like sit any longer. So I was walking like back and forth while they were still eating. So, and when I say back and forth, I mean like I kind of was just like walking in a circle around Amy and her friend, but they were like other kids were sitting around too. We were all sitting on concrete. There wasn't any benches. It was like a concrete slab that you got to sit on and eat at. But anyway, so I'm walking around and Amy and her friend are having a little conversation and they're like, somebody stinks. They're in 2nd grade, by the way. And yes, this is how they were talking, like voices and all. So Amy was like, somebody stinks. And her friend was like, yeah, I know. Maybe we should tell them. And Amy goes, yeah, because it's really stinky. And I was like, yeah, you guys smell it too? Man, something stinks. And then Amy and her friend look at each other, and then Amy looks at me, and she's like, "It's you." I was so embarrassed. I ended up looking down at my shoe, and yeah, there was poopy stuck to my shoe for sure. And I was the stinky one. Oh, man. So if you keep hearing like vibrating, it's my phone. My friend Christine keeps messaging me, and I was trying to text her about a story that I was eventually going to tell, maybe, possibly, I don't know. And she was all like, "What happened?" Because she doesn't remember the stories about her. And maybe I'll tell you now, and then I'll just send her my podcast episode. Be like, "Here you go, I talked about it on here." So, all right, I'll tell you, I guess. The only two people who are going to laugh at this are Christine and my other friend, because she was the other one there. But, so, me and my friend went to Catholic school, and my friend Christine went to public school. So when we ended up having off for like some saints something or other, and my friend Christine had school, but she skipped that day, so she just came to my house. Well, we would always like to prank each other, and a big thing at the time growing up was like putting laxative in other people's drinks and not telling them. Like that's kind of how we like pranked people. But anyway, so I guess I was joking around, and she had brought it up. She's like, "Do you have any laxative?" And I'm like, "No, but like we're all literally sitting right here. Like we're going to know if we put it in someone else's drink, because like, you know, we're all facing each other." But before that, I told her like I did have mineral oil in the cabinet, and I was like, "I think it might be used for a laxative." And the only reason I said that is because I think one time I saw the word laxative on there, but I wouldn't know. So I guess I run upstairs for something, and I come back down, and her and my friend are sitting at the table, and I had made mac and cheese and stuff, and I drink water usually for the most part. The only milk I'll drink is chocolate milk. I will not drink regular milk. You're out of your fucking mind. It's disgusting. Did you know there's people out there who like will be thirsty and just go grab a glass of milk like they're not freaking psychopaths? Like who even does that? That's so gross. If you get some water, hydrate with no milk. That is ridiculous. But anyway, hopefully I didn't offend all of the milk drinkers. I'm just kidding. You can drink your milk. You can do whatever you want. But anyway, so I guess while I was upstairs, she took some of this mineral oil and put it in some milk, and it turned the milk yellow and bubbly. Like 1, I don't like milk. 2, I definitely don't like milk when it's yellow and bubbly. That's disgusting. So she tries to get me to drink it, and I'm like, "You're dumb." Okay. And then a couple minutes later, she forgets that she had put it in there, and she drinks it, unbeknownst to us, meaning me and my other friend that was there. So we are walking. Now, she lived like a town away, but it would take probably like 30 minutes to get to her house. So we're walking in the middle of the street, and we're just mid-conversation, and she just stops, like super still, and she's just staring straight ahead like a deer in headlights. Like her eyes are so wide. And I'm like, "Dude, are you okay?" And she was just like, "Uh-huh." But we take a couple more steps, and she stops again. And we're like, "Dude, come on. Like, what are you doing?" And she's like, "Oh, nothing, it's fine." So we start walking again, and then she starts power walking. I've never seen someone power walk without bending their knees and clenching their butt cheeks so hard. But that's the worst, when you can't bend your knees, because you know, if like the slightest bend of the knee and you're like crapping your pants. Anyway, so that was that story. She took mineral oil. I mean, there's more to the story, but I'm not going to go into detail with all of you listeners out there in the void. That's things that nightmares are made of. But anyway, hopefully I didn't go off on a random tangent. Is that the word I want to use? Not a rant. Not a tangent either, because I wasn't complaining about anything. All of my talking, my random talking, I guess. If you made it through that, congratulations, I guess. So that's the end of my episode. This is the end. Beautiful friends. The end. That was The Doors. I wasn't going to sing it for you because my singing voice is not that great. And I didn't want your ears to bleed because I want you to come back and listen to the next episode. Shout out to everyone listening on Nighthawk Radio. And to all of my listeners on Spotify, Apple, Amazon Music, iHeart, and literally anywhere else that podcast exists. Hit follow, subscribe, automatic downloads, tap the 5 stars, blink at your phone lovingly. You know the drill. This week's Song of the Week is by the Sunstrokes, and it's called Broken Record, and it is the perfect title for today's episode because some of these criminals really are dumb and were broken and not put together all the way. So they were a broken record. If you enjoyed today's chaos, share the episode and maybe scream about it in your group chat. Or go outside and yell, "Hey, you guys should listen to this podcast." That would be cool and much appreciated. Stay weird, stay curious, go be kind to someone for no reason, and go be amazing.
I know you get that feeling, I know you understand. You can't find your beginning when you're always at the end. I know you hear me screaming, I know you've got a plan. It's always sunshine when you're dreaming, but your airplane never lands. That's why I'm talking to you. That's why I'm talking to you. We all want to be amazing and walk hand in hand. Why can't it be so simple? It doesn't have to be so bland. When every song you sing is a part of you, even the breaths you take between the words, it follows a simple cadence. You never want it to end, it's just always stuck in your head. It goes on and on and on and on again. And you think it's amazing, well it feels so real, and it could last all night. Then you play it again. Then you play it again. It goes on and on and on. It goes on and on and on. It goes on and on and on. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa. It's always stuck in your head. It goes on and on and on and on again. And you think it's amazing, well it feels so real, and it can last all night. Then you play it again. Then you play it again. Oh yeah.
Get smoother, brighter skin instantly in one easy step. Dermalogica's daily microfoliant gives you the smooth, glowy skin you want without damaging your skin barrier. This gentle exfoliating powder activates with water to smooth out rough texture and brighten skin. It's powerful enough to deliver results, yet gentle enough to use every single day, even on sensitive skin. See the results for yourself. Visit Dermalogica.com and use code SMOOTH at cart for an exclusive free gift with $65 purchase.